How are you? How are you? I hope that you are good and you're doing good. I am good. I just missed you, and today I just want us to have a little chat. You know, I do tell you that I'll be telling you things that I know and things that may help you. Most of the time, yes, we need food, we need other things, but sometimes we need a little chat so that, do you remember what I told you that in Proverbs 27, verse 17, that as iron sharpen one another, so should we sharpen each other. And that's why I decided that there is something I've experienced myself, and there is something I have realized with time, especially I need I, some things I say because there is somebody who is young. Uh, when I came to West Nations, uh, by the way, I'm sorry I did not say even my names. I did not introduce my name, myself, bad habit. My names are Helena. I'm a Kenyan living in one of Scandinavian nations, if you wonder which one, Sweden, in the middle of it. I've lived here for years. I came when I was young, and that's why I want to talk about this because it's something I've experienced. Maybe uh, I may help someone who is young, have just settled in other nations. Remember, there was another video I did. I told you that if you are a migrant to another nation, or you live in different nations, today I'll tell you one thing. Always compare you with a child whom your mother or your father is married to another man or another woman. So you know that that home you don't belong because your your mother or your father came with you. So you may get other sisters and even brothers, but the wise child does not compare him or herself with the children who belong to this home. You always work harder to prove that, to try to fit, and at least to try to win the heart of, remember the other one, remember maybe your father meet another woman. So you are trying uh, to find a good relationship with the woman. For example, your father got married too, and vice versa. So if you are an immigrant to a nation, or to even to new people, even it's the same case like when you get married. You have to try to do things to sell yourself to the family that you have just joined, to show them that, yeah, uh, that maybe uh, they may have had with some people that, oh, your brother is married to so and so. Oh, your brother is in danger. But sometimes it is very good to try to show people what they think, or what they were told, or what they have heard about you. That is not whom you are. And it may sound very easy that, but to prove it in the reality, it is not easy to prove that what people have heard about you what people they think you are, is you to bring to bring forward that picture and to prove it, because the 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 main key of doing this is to show, to try to change and to try to change people's mind and theory and the scene, um, an imagination of what they think and what they know. They get another picture, and it's always be not in a negative side, it always be in a positive side. When I mean like, um, I've seen so many. I remember last time I told you that I'm a bit concerned about those people who uh, migrate to other nations, especially when you migrate to a nation where where the language you talk differs from the language of the nation that you have settled. Is a challenge, because I remember when I came, not many of you know that I had to go back to secondary school. I had gone to secondary school for 4 years, or and it could not have mattered whether A, I had gotten a clean A in KCSE, or which is the last grade? Is it F or whatever grade? It doesn't matter. It is as useless as that to an as that, and that is why you see most of the my learned fellow when they come to West nations. We know that those people had who settled before in these nations, they had a lot of challenge, and these challenges are decreasing with generations. Like, and the coming the other new generation to come, a color, it will not matter, because people, before people they people now are interacting too much. We are becoming more like American, although American, they are mixed, and we know the problem of discriminations and racism is still there. But there are some other nations, they have never mixed, but human rights is adapted. They're, they're being adjusted now and then to make people even to make people which are even immigrant to fit in the nation that are not theirs. Um, because we I'm proud of African as a whole, because we have never discriminated somebody because of his color or of his race. And I'm quite sure that most of the West people, they feel comfortable in these African nations and even Asia than their own nations, because one thing they enjoy is respect. We have a culture where we respect people, especially a person who is not of your age. In West nation, that one does not bother. Some people are as don't care as that. Others are raised well, but mostly it always be I don't care version. And the reason why I thought about it is because uh, I've been I've been looking on how people, uh, on what kind of job, like when I came, uh, we were just few Africans. Most of the people that I went to the language school with, they came from Asia. They were Asian women, and it was not easy for them because they did not have the alphabetical. So you can imagine starting from learning the alphabetical all the way to learning a new language. It was not easy for them. Although we had some other Africans, people from like Somalia, these nations, they have war. We had one there, one there, one here. And one thing I realized with myself that I was so determined. I don't know whether because I was married to a Swedish man and I was eager to talk this language and to be able, although uh, both of us, we were good in English, but I don't know what motivated me. So, and I'm so grateful for that motivations and willing to study. Even if I started like afresh because I have told you that I went back to secondary school and I did, although although my education in Kenya helped me, like like in mathematics, I repeated those exams because one thing they do, uh, you can come with a career, um, as long as you don't come, you are not. Let us use now Europe, Europe, because that is where I am. As long as you are not an European, it doesn't matter whether you are Australian or you are American. When it's come to education, they say they serve the they're in the same category as we. That some of most of these educations, especially when we work with law, when we work with people, when I mean law, I mean medical and the like, and social works and whatever, uh, you have to repeat most of these courses that you don't have to go back to school, but for you to get your ID to be able to work, you have to repeat an exam. And that one, I've seen it scaring people because, like learned fellow, like somebody who have gone to school so many years, I know people who even uh, come from the Arabian nations, Arab nations. They have they had a good job. You hear somebody is a doctor, and you wonder, you are a doctor, and you can see that he or she understood, but you will meet that person working as low as assistant nurse, and you wonder if you are really comfortable with if you really, because one thing, they will not believe what you are saying you are. They will not. Even if you bring papers, they know that our papers can be bought. Papers are not enough. Even if you said them, because there is a place you can set them and they set the grade. They, I don't know how it's called. They do a variation of your educations depend on your nation. Um, they will still have a point of doubt until you do these exams and theories, like we say in medical, and you pass them. because nations like American, most of the people when they go to America, they have a choice. Like those nations, they are English nations, because in US they have two type of nurse. I cannot actually tell the difference, but I know there is a row, there is a nurse, and there is another complicated kind of nurse. She does not know much. So you can hear somebody in US is a nurse, but which nurse it depends. But like the hardest, I think the hardest nations to work in medical, especially when you have come from other nations, is German. German medical, even the indigenous Germans, it's it's not an easy course. Uh, so and there is a difference of like most of the people that will tell you they are nurses, but they work in home service. I know there are nurses. I know there are nurses that work in home service, um, but there are so many people who mixed those things. So there are most there 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 are whole there is there is much you need to understand before you know whom person really is. You may think the person is that and it is not that. But my point was not that to care about them. They may call themselves what they want. Um, my point was um, like this. Um, I, I felt so a little bit discouraged, and I saw it during my time that we were in school with so many people. But imagine in the whole class, it's only me and another girl from Thailand whom we managed to complete our school, our language school. The other, they dropped. And then, you know, some people when they come here, they are cheated by these low qualities job like cleaning. But you know one thing, yes, those jobs are there, but their ages, when you do that cleaning the whole of your life, I'm telling you what you'll be complaining when you age is your shoulders. Those works are not meant. They are supposed to be. You are supposed to work such kind of job at a certain period, but not the whole of your life. If you really want to enjoy your pension, it's a good job to start with. All is a good job to do parallel to your education as you study. That is the one advantage of West Nation, that even when you can get a study visa and you're allowed to work, so you'll be able to meet your bills. But so many people, due to the long process of studying the language, before it was not all that, but due to communication and some, like when we work with the medical, you have to explain to the patient in a language that she or he can hear. You have to get into you have to, there is so much documentation you have to you have always to go in your computer and you write every day how the patient is, how things are. So they found it that they cannot ignore that part of language. So language like today, um, it is very important. Like there are people those people who came in West nations and they ignored this part of language. Today they have a lot of problem because one challenge you get that you may come to a place where you get tired and you want to change a career, but which career can you change if even a certificate? Because that certificate of the language is like your beginning. You never join a university or a college or you further study without that certificate. You may have, yes, you may have interacted with people and read during your own free time, but without those papers, you don't have the evidence. So many people they tend to see that 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 process as a long process, and they choose to work with what they should not have. They are not willing, and what they are not supposed to work with because they don't want, or I don't know whether they are fearing or what is wrong with them that they don't want to go back to school and um, and and study because even sometimes they may value your papers and it's just the like even if they tell you that you studied maybe you take 6 years you used to study, they value your papers, they tell you that you need to go back 3 years. um, Sometimes it's good to be wise because uh, you cannot imagine that maybe you were a doctor. A doctor cannot earn the same money that you want to earn with cleaning. A doctor earn good money and studies cost, but at the end of it, you will enjoy and nobody nobody will when you do what is supposed to do, what you are supposed to do, nobody will challenge you. In fact, what what I tell people who migrate to other nations is never mind what they say you are or what they think you are. Show them what you are. You remember in the other video that I did, I told you that if you are a migrant in a nation, you have to work hard because you are like a child who does who have joined a home or a family member that is not yours. Like when you are adopted, you know that these are not your biological parents. So they may have, especially when they have other children. Don't fool yourself trying to equal yourself with with the with the children whom they have given birth to because you are not the same level. Maybe even when it comes to inheritance, you cannot inherit as much as they can. You can just get a share because you do not be, it's like a slave. You know that no matter how your master wealth will be, you know that you don't have a share in that house. What you get is a salary and you continue with whatever you have. So um, I feel sometimes very discouraged by people who come to these nations and they feel like me I cannot go back to school. Me I can. What are you fearing to show what you are? One thing I love about myself is I like sometimes playing with people's mind, not in with a bad intention, But you know, you sometimes sometimes you'll see that people want to fool you or even to bully you. Uh, and it sometimes it takes wisdom that not to put much energy on what someone is saying, but to try to change, to give another picture of what that person said, and you prove him or her wrong. And that is one of my strong side. I love the reason why I've survived in this village and in this nation because I've never mind. Yeah, I may appear somewhere and because we say an interview, you cannot expect yourself like you and you are sorry. Oh, like you cannot expect yourself like you go to an interview with uh, let's say people who are known. Maybe you are not known, but all of you, despite that you are known or unknown, some unfortunately some nation you can discriminate. But I'm so thankful that there are some nations that it doesn't matter whether you are known or known, as long as you can prove who, whom you are. Because no matter what you say, it will not help. But when you show whom you are, you charge and you are silent so many mouths. It is just a matter of closing your ears and work hard daily, all the time, to prove those who thought that you are that they think, they may see it and be stranded. I know it is not easy to learn new languages, to go back to school, but one thing I love that even if I went back to school, I did not pay. It is a bad it is an advantage and it was like a plus for me uh, to get opportunity to go back to school without any cost. So sometimes, yes, it costed me time, but in matter relating cash, it was the best because it did not cost me anything. Oh. I've been Kesha to last night. That's why I'm a little bit tired. I'm sorry for that tiredness. So I hope that we will change these. Uh, we will change our thoughts and we feel motivated and we refuse to be lazy. We work hard to show people or to try to prove people wrong. Like this week, I was shocked. I've been saying like something, you know, you can say something and like no one is getting it. Maybe they are wondering. They're looking at you, your race, where you know, they analyze you and they think what she or maybe what she or he talking is not making sense. Yeah, sometimes they may think like that. But if you are keen enough and you are patient and you are determined, soon you are going to prove them wrong. So this week, I there was something I've been saying at my place of work until I got tired and I said that I'll not. Then I think after the thought, they realized that this woman was very correct. It's she knew what she was saying because I don't argue. I just give them a matter of time, and then you prove them wrong. But it's after working and understanding and studying because we don't understand the things, and even people we study. It's very good to stand the people whom who are near you, so that you can be able to know how to react and how to handle people. So I don't like that habit of people coming to Western nation and dropping their career, and they take some funny careers because they want it may not, yes, it may not cost as much as it have costed you in the nation that you come from. It's free. Maybe that's why people they take advantage. But for me, I would prefer that we take it evenings, for I know that there between there be there may be a problem with the with the getting the children to the mm, I'm telling you, I'm very tired. Even I don't know what I said last. So I think that I need some rest because it's like I'm losing myself there in between. So let's stop there. And I hope that you have gotten what I wanted to say. The point. My point is that you don't drop your career because uh, they are giving you the long way to go before you come back to where you started. But you should work hard to be whom you purpose from the beginning, or what you purpose from the beginning, you will do. And even when you come, you work hard and you come where you think you you started, I mean in terms of career, and you get some challenges, people challenging you, showing you like you are not you you are like you are less worthy, or you know these kind of things. People there, you know every job, every workplace, you get these kind of people who will try to look down or to degrade you. But one thing I say that you should ignore them, and you work hard to prove them wrong, to prove them that what they know and what they have heard and what they think you are. You may not alternate with word, and it's very good not to alternate even with word, try to win people. Action is the best. Do your best. Utilize your career and your skills and your knowledge the best. So, so that at long last, they, them themselves, they witness. I can imagine how happy it is. I felt myself so proud when I was like, uh, my boss called me for a meeting, and she was very keen writing what I was saying. Even after the end of that meeting, she said that I need to book another meeting because maybe in her sense, she thought that, and in her seeing, he thought that I did not know what I was saying. And it's not the first time, but I was determined to show that what you think, and this one has, I took things out of my own experience and out of others' experience because you can see people being challenged and then they go down instead of gathering themselves and show whom they are, they go down. And it's make me feel, oh my, what are you doing? You were not supposed to do like that. Gather yourself, encourage yourself. I know you can do this. You know, I love I love telling myself, I know you can do it. It may be hard even to prove and to show, and it may take time, but I know it will come to be proved that she was right. I love to be a good fighter. That is what I can say. It's not a must to fight with words. No, actions. In fact, is the best. And you realize even like when you work with patients or customers, because I've done both. When you prove yourself with action, then you realize most of them they are coming to you, and you start you start then it ring on your mind. You have started realizing because how will we prove? Because some of these people they have had stories about our nations, our group, our 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 stories. They have not seen the reality of it, and it 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 is very good to show them the reality of what you are. Then you realize soon they will start seeing you in a different way, and that is how someone gain respect, and you win the heart of the people. You see even that uh, even like you when you are working with customers or patients, they just want, yeah, call for me that girl. Call, you can imagine that. Maybe we say you are among your workmates. Let's say that you are working as a doctor or a nurse or anybody else, and then um, you just hear a patient saying, no, 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 so and so here, yes. Then I want, I, I'll prefer to meet her instead. You know how much you feel when you started realizing that you are being recognized, not only by your your fellow Koreans, but even the people that you are interacting with at your place of work. I think there is pride of it, and you feel here we call it that you feel warmed in your working, because like even when you are new, you are new in a career, it's the same thing. It take time because to study is one thing, young men, young women, but to put it in practical is another thing. But as you work, you build courage to your career, and that's why people should be patient with someone who is old at the place of work. Just try to understand them. They are new in that career, like the way you don't forget even yourself. You were called in those in that dress, in that professional that you are now. But with the time, you have started to feel that now you are clothed, or you have courage with what you are doing. That is all about life, even parenthood. When you became a parent at the first time, it was so much panic. There was so much you did not know. But now I've been having my children over 10 years. I feel I feel so much warm, and I feel so much, you know, even when I went to school, when my children started school, let me tell you, the teachers, they did not know whom I was. And I am like this person. Uh, I follow my children very much, especially when it matters on careers. And when I meet most of the teachers in the beginning, they are like they want to they want to they took you in another way. But as the time goes, even they are the ones that they will be asking you. I remember giving them ideas about how I studied in school, and you cannot imagine how much time they spend to listen to me. Because from the beginning they took me long, but with the time, uh, even they are used to ask me. And even when we have, we have like these meeting with the student and the teacher, and you discuss about the grades, about how the school is going. You always, now the teacher, they know whom I am, and they feel so much comfortable even when I take over from them and I start, and now I read the meeting, and you feel that they feel oh comfortable. They have that, they can trust you, but it takes time to build that trust. It takes time. It's a matter of standing on your feet and gathering your courage and not giving up. It may be hard because you may meet some obstacles, some people that are trying to tell you, here you cannot, or trying to undermine you. But don't fear, don't, don't feel, don't, don't, don't be threatened. And it is not pride. It is not pride. Because if you don't show that what you if you don't know, you don't show that what you are trying to, what you are saying you are is what you are, how will they know that they have, how will your boss and your workmate know that you are the right person? And that is why how even some people, they fail interview. Instead of entering the interview room with a courage, they go like this, very cold, very cold. You should stretch your breast and try to exercise how to be calm and not to show fear, that you enter that room of interview with a courage and you make it, because the one who is interviewing you, she know or he know what is she looking. By your look and your approach, we hear so much that the approach of a person speak too much, because vicious languages, which, because it's come automatic from your body, even you don't know, that one is much trusted even than what come out of your mouth, because 80% of your mouth can be a lie, but your approach is, it is very real. So don't give up. People may try to challenge you. The way may be long. Not every way is shorter. In fact, when I was doing a driving license, there was that question of like some traffic may be shorter, some ways they may be shorter, but they may be full of traffic. So, but some other roads may be longer, but there are less traffic or they have no traffic. So they ask you which way should you follow. Yeah, you are going from your place of work to your house, and you have two way. One is shorter, but it's always full of traffic. The other one is longer and it's free from traffic. Which road should you take? Someone may think that this one with the traffic because it's shorter, but it's the remember they are testing you about the environment. Are you minding about the environment, that these these uh, car queue in the traffic, they just, you consume oil, that is, you're not minding about your cash, you're not minding about time and environment. Are you driving in an eco drive? Eco drive is all about to spare environment, money, uh, to drive in a way that you will minimize your cost, and even to avoid, when you are in this jam, you have to keep on pressing the brake. The car does not love those. So even life, you have to think. You may love shortcuts too much, but shortcuts may cost you. And and sometimes you it may take a long way, but that long way, it may it 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 is profitable. So it is a matter of making wise decision. Anyway, I had said that I'm going to to my video there, because I think I've given all that I have, and I'm sorry for that inconvenience. That I'm very tired. Of course, this week I've been very busy, and it's a busy week. But we have to balance. Remember that we have to keep on balancing things. I am I'm still learning short of words because of your love. You have now started even showing up in my YouTube channel very much, and I'm so grateful for those that are remembering to go and look at my videos at my YouTube channel. This video will be at my YouTube channel, Waboy86. Telling you that is what it is, parenthood and all that. I'm sorry for that part where I was saying things that are not rhyming with what we are talking about. Bye bye. Subscribe, share, continue following us, and we are not ready to disappoint you. Thank you so much for your support. See you in the next video. Bye bye.